Good day, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, based on the region you are. Welcome to our success story show. I'm very happy to have three important and distinguished guests today. These three important people were also involved and participated as keynote speakers in our last event in Tampa, Florida. So I'm very happy to have them with us today to learn more about what they do, but also how they can help you, which is important. How they can help you to expand, how they can help you to grow your business, how they can help you to start your business, regardless the sector or industry you are in. So let me welcome my three guests. I'm going to start with Miss Carol Hudnell, and I'm going to read a little bit about her. Let me put my glasses here. So Carol Hudnell is the founder of Willow and Oak Media. She's a dedicated expert in leadership development, holding degrees in psychology and adult education. She has designed and facilitated impactful leadership development and mentoring programs in the tech and biomedical manufacturing industries. Welcome, Carol.
Thank you. It's so wonderful to be here.
Thank you so much for making the time to be here and, well, to have the opportunity to learn more about what you do, but also to educate our audience. At the same time, I want to welcome our next guest, Miss Apurva Sigal. She's based in Tampa, Florida, and she is a leader with over a decade of experience in technology and management. She specialized in leveraging artificial intelligence with financial education on how to optimize process and technology. So this is a new era of technology, new industry, and we're going to learn more about that today. Welcome, Apurva.
Thank you so much, Maria.
Thank you so much as well. And finally, but not less important, I have a gentleman, which is our special guest today. He's Nikhil Sahani. He's also very knowledgeable in technology and artificial intelligence. He's one of the top experts in digital transformation and AI, which is now everybody's talking about artificial intelligence, with over a decade of experience. So Nikki has consistently delivered innovative solutions to complex problems faced by large enterprises and government sectors. So welcome, Nikki.
Thank you so much for having me.
Wow, I'm so excited about this show. I have the impression that we're going to really learn because one background is related with management, psychology, adult education. And then on the other side, we have technology. And we talk about not just digital marketing, but also artificial intelligence, which is a topic that everybody's talking about now. And we combine now management somehow with artificial intelligence. And at the same time, I believe that technology plays a crucial role in how we can manage the companies. Don't you think, Carol? Tell me more about your company, how you help clients.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you for that opportunity. I have a coaching and consulting business. It's called Pivot to Wholeness. What I do is I help successful people who are disengaged from their roles, feel disconnected from their purpose, and are desiring to make a change, help them to get clarity about what their purpose is, get connected to it, become more engaged in their roles, and also help them to build the courage and confidence through skills to advance or to change their industry completely. And what I do is work with them to understand what are their values, what are their skills, and help them to figure out how they could enhance their career where they are, change industries, or if they're experiencing kind of career transition, to help that become a smoother transition so that they can build the skills, get the salary that they want, and get the role that they want that's fulfilling and aligns with their values.
What you're saying is something extremely important because a lot of people, or most of us, find a job because we need to pay the bills, but not necessarily because we like that job or we have skills in that specific sector. So how important in terms of, psychologically impact can have finding a job that not necessarily is what you want, Carol?
Well, it's really important that we understand that we spend a lot of time at work. So we want the work that we're doing to really align with who we are so that we're not always in personal conflict. A lot of people will get into these environments and they realize that they'll say that they're toxic or it just doesn't fit them anymore. And I work particularly with people who are in midlife. So they in midlife, mid-career, that could be anywhere from being age 40 to 60 or 70. And the job that they had when they started may not align with the person who they are today. So in order to keep that happiness, that desire to keep growing, they really have to make sure that what they're doing every day is in alignment with their character, their values, and also be in consideration of what their financial concerns are, their moral and professional concerns are. So it's really important that everything that we're doing feels right for you so that you can feel powerful and confident to move forward and also be able to treat people the way that they deserve to be treated, and so that you're treated that way as well.
Before I move forward to Apurva and Nick, you are talking about this audience, right? Middle, you said middle and up, like between 50s and 70s. So this type of group is basically a baby boomer, I would say.
No, most of the folks that I'm going to work with, they're going to be the later age millennials to Gen X. There might be some people who are a little bit older who are in that baby boomer area, but we're talking about the people who you're in the prime of your career and you're finding that it just doesn't fit you anymore. You're tired of the corporate ladder, or maybe you're stuck in that role and you can't seem to get ahead. So I help folks break out of that so that they can find the job, the role, the experience that's right for them. Maybe it's continue to working. Maybe it's starting their own business. Maybe it's taking a sabbatical.
How
where
relevant the
they get to-
artificial intelligence is playing now, or causing some kind of impact in the group that you mentioned, for when in terms about looking jobs, finding jobs, or fitting like in that specific position?
Exactly. AI is there and it is going to influence us. It's going to impact specific jobs more so than others. But the key that we have to remember is that we need people. The AI can only do so much. You still need that human interaction. People are always going to want to speak to a person. When we go on those phone lines, what do? We press the button so that we can talk to a person who can understand the nuances and complexities of who we are. And that's why I do coaching, because AI can't do that. It can give you some information, but it can't drill down on who you are and what you need. There are some AI skills that we'll need to learn and develop, and it can support us, but it can't do everything for us at this point.
Absolutely. Apurva, talking about technology and artificial intelligence, you are the expert in this. How relevant artificial intelligence is now in the business industry for companies? How often they are using? And what do you think about the combining technology with like Carol mentioned before, having the right person implementing and using actually the technology?
AI is still very new in the market. I know a lot of big companies are currently working with AI and trying to understand how they can use AI. It's a little difficult to say in these early stages as to how AI can help companies, because there's a lot of regulatory compliance related issues that we have to work with in order to be able to use AI to its fullest, to its optimal use. But we are definitely seeing a lot of big companies starting to use AI in their daily processes. When it comes to Carol's side of work, I think it's definitely helpful in a way where you are able to get the info that people need at their convenience. I think that's one of the areas where AI can be helpful, is providing the information, at least the basic information that people need in order to get started with where they want to be. And And like Carol mentioned, AI is only going to help so much. You definitely need that human intervention piece of it where she is going to be helpful to people. So doing the initial part with AI is what is probably going to be more helpful in her case. And then, then the human person takes over from there.
When we talk about the sources where you are getting all this information in artificial intelligence, what about the copyright? Is this information that you can use? Because there's a lot of speculation right now in the market about the content that you get for when you want to use artificial intelligence. So what is the information and the latest news regarding this, Apurva?
So you have ChatGPT, which is the most used at this point. ChatGPT, the basic model that is available in the market, which you don't have to pay for, which is free for people to use. You see some amount of hallucination is what we call, is the word that we use when you don't get the right information. So we do see a lot of hallucination happening, with those models, but then there are more complex models like the 4.0 version that is a paid version, and that definitely helps eliminate a little bit of hallucination that comes with the information. You can definitely eliminate that piece of the process by asking ChatGPT or the AI that you're using to provide sources that it is using to give you the information, so you are also able to get some level of confidence in terms of the source of the information, which is the most important piece in this case. So I think that is one way you can eliminate the hallucinations, is by asking the AI to provide you with your source of data.
Very interesting. Nick, I know that you and Apurva work together, you're partners. What type of consulting, IT consulting you provide to your clients?
Well, firstly, thank you for having me. It's definitely a privilege to actually be a part of this woman cohort. And folks like Apurva and Carol actually are making a real impact in women in technology, and a lot of these critical roles that we are seeing in these organizations, and making sure that things are taken out to the next level. So I appreciate all the work that you both do. Firstly. Secondly, I hail from a technology consulting background, and my vision has always been to foster a more secure environment, and actually a data-driven business environment where organizations can actually work through using intelligent technology, AI, data engineering, machine learning, and making sure that the real impact and the value that we add to on a day-to-day basis to the clients is paramount. Now, the value could be monetary. It could also be related to how the work was done in the past. And I think Apurva kind of mentioned this briefly about hallucinations, right? We are kind of like having these models, the LLM models, as we call them in AI, actually, learn through, multiple iterations, actually providing a lot of these valuable insights to them, so that 6 months from now, a year from now, those models are trained to address the business needs at that time, because data at the end of the day is power, right? And artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, all of these come in as a very critical information, and can be leveraged to make impact in the lives of real people. I've also been involved in a lot of public sector work pertaining to the state and local government, where all of these technologies have been leveraged to actually impact real people, making impact in the lives of real people, which is absolutely critical, and it actually gives us a real good job satisfaction as well. So.
Exactly. Thank you. Carol, when you hear all this technology, the artificial intelligence, or you talk about digital marketing or globalization, and you're a psychologist, so how we can find a balance in our lives now? How we can don't let the technology take all over us?
No. Well, I'm not a psychologist. I am an educator, facilitator, and a coach, but I do have that background in psychology and research. What we need to remember is our humanity, and that these are tools that we use. These are not going to, the AI advances are tools that we use, and that hopefully we can control and learn how to use them in ways that support us. And so as I work with my clients and in my own business, I use the tools. I've learned how to use the tools so that they supplement me, they support me. They do some of those more menial tasks and repetitive tasks that are not moving my business forward if I spend my time doing those. So that's how I use it. I think that we always have to remember that we are a society, we are humans, and we feed off and we advance by the collaboration and engagement with other humans. So these are tools for us to use. These are not replacements for being a good person, for speaking up in a meeting, for learning and growing as an individual. But these are tools that could help us make those advancements. But it's just a tool for us to use at this point.
I love the different backgrounds, because both of you, Apurva and Nick, have like the technological and the I don't know, anything related with IT background. But then we see Carol, like she's presenting more like the human perspective on how you can manage the company. So I think this is the perfect combination of how we can find a balance as entrepreneurs and utilize the technology, but don't, like you said, Carol, keep being a human, keep making decisions as a human. So that's one of the main topics that I would say you as an audience can take in consideration when you want to manage your company. So manage the company, keep making decisions, but use the technology on your favor. And I ask this a lot about how you can find a balance, because I noticed that our lives are different. It's not like 20 years ago, 10 years ago. We're living in a society where there's a lot of stress out there. So we're living every day in, I will say in a speed mode, because we have so many things to handle, family, work, and other concerns that perhaps we have, that sometimes we just abandon ourselves and we don't take the time to take care about our mind, our body, and we just use the phone. I mean, how many of us are using the phone all the time to look for emails, phone calls, messages, or just do some search? And this is taking all over. It's taking also children. My daughter, she's 11, and I have to basically take away the phone from her because she wants to use the phone all the time. So this is kind of important. And moving forward, let's talk about a little bit of the time and then how you started. I'm going to start with Apurva. How come you decided to focus on technology and become successful in this industry?
In my case, it just happened. I wasn't planning on being a part of the technological background, because my background is majorly finance and management. And I was, I think, 19 and a half, 20 years old when I was just thrown into projects that were technology related and so complex in nature that I had to upskill myself, start learning a little more about technology. And that's how I got involved in technology. But like you mentioned, in today's day,
and then you met Nick, I'm saying.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I see.
Well, it was the other way around. I met her. So.
Oh, you met her. Okay. I like it. So both are you from the same region, or how you met? You met here in the US?
Yes.
That's what you did.
Oh, that's awesome. What about you, Carol? How come you decided to start in this industry, the management and the coaching?
Well, I've had a varied experience, because I did start off in research, psychological research, and moved through several industries because I was interested in education and how people learn and adapt and grow. Right now, I do a lot of facilitation and creating training, but I am actually pivoting my career into more coaching, because I find that that's where I can have the most impact on people to transform their lives. I can often teach them how to improve their interpersonal skills or emotional intelligence, but also their technology skills, because that's important for career growth as well. But the real key to what I do in coaching is to help people find whatever it is that brings them light and joy and growth. And so helping people find that thing that is most meaningful to them is really rewarding, and has propelled me to this uh, business that I have with Pivot to Wholeness Coaching and Consulting.
Oh, I love it. So tell me, Carol, what challenges you went through in your life? One of the things that, taught really deep in your life, but you overcame, and now you can talk about to encourage people to, don't give up.
Well, really, several years ago, I actually worked for a number of startups, and things got pretty bad in the startup industry, and I got laid off. And I quickly recovered and got another job in another, even bigger tech company, and got laid off again. So that was 2 layoffs within 18 months. And I really had to take stock of who I was as a person, who I was as an achiever, and what my career was going to be. So during that time, I did some reflection, understanding my values, my goals, my skills, and I pivoted back into more education in a corporate area, where I could use all those things that I learned from the tech years, from the research years. And I found that there are so many people like me who are mid-career who've had these ups and downs, and they're just trying to find something that really matters to them so that they can contribute. So I take that experience of pivoting and share that with others who are looking for that same kind of thing.
I Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me disconnect this one. Good that we're pre-recording. All right. I apologize because my mom is at the hospital, so I'm, looking all the time the phone to see if the doctor calls me. I've been living like a roller coaster the past week because every day is something new. So, well, anyway, the good thing is that she's good. She's getting better.
Oh, wonderful. And no worries, no worries. This happens. That's a human experience. So,
Talking about human experience, Carol,
yeah.
exactly. All right, so let's talk about Apurva and Nick. I know that you are in the tech industry. Somehow you became experts in this industry, but how come you? I believe you are from what country?
India.
India, right? Okay, so how come you decide to move to US? How difficult was for you to start? Because as an immigrant, I know that it's not easy. The language barriers and other things. So tell us about the challenges that you went through. I'm going to start with Nick.
So, that's actually going to take me in flashback. So, bear with me here. But uh, I always loved technology. So I hail from a technology background myself. So I had my undergrad in software engineering. So for me, it was always technology, technology, technology. And as you rightly mentioned, moving to this country was definitely a challenge. Not from a language standpoint, but establishing yourself and making sure that you're adding real value was something that was paramount for me, based on the high standards we all set for ourselves, right? So it was definitely challenging to come here. I moved here for my master's in business intelligence and analytics. I graduated and I started working with Johnson and Johnson. So things kind of started falling in place. I'm also currently doing my PhD program in information technology. So having a lot of educational background along with doing entrepreneurial stuff and doing my business kind of like gives me a lot of peace, honestly. It is stressful, especially after COVID with the new normal. You do not have a lot of human interaction because everything is remote. So you have your best friend is your laptop, your best friend is your mobile, as you were mentioning about your daughter, right? So I think we as individuals have to also take a very conscious effort to draw a line, where we can essentially come up with a plan as to how long we spend on our work life versus our personal life, because work life balance is important. And And AI for that matter. And I think AI is a blessing in a way, because AI helps a lot of these things kind of get done quicker, so that you can actually enjoy a lot of time, minus the work life as well, because AI has been there for a few years now, and it is actually making real impacts in people's lives by making their a lot of their tasks easier, a lot of automation, and kind of like getting things done quicker, and making sure that folks are actually dedicated and devoting their mind, energy, and time in things that require human intervention. Because AI is not here to replace humans. Let me just call that out, right? AI is here to assist humans. So how much we use it is totally up to us. So we as professionals, we as technology leaders of the future, right, have to make sure that we use it responsibly, have a necessary amount of regulation installed in place, be it from the government, be it from the any other external sources as well, so that we don't cross the line, and make sure that things are far more streamlined, and it makes our life better in every possible way.
Is it true that you can actually write a book with artificial intelligence in one day?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
Uh,
teach us
and
how. I want to write a book in one day.
and it's so interesting that you bring that up, because a lot of people have been misusing AI in a way where they've been just using these models that they've trained, or they're trying to train for the upcoming thing, and actually leveraging a lot of these tools for writing some of these things. These things are there to kind of like automate some of the work, like you've already written something, you want to paraphrase something, or you want to like add some more meat to the bone, as they say, right? These tools should not be leveraged to just write something totally new, because then we'll stop losing human touch, we'll stop using our brain, because this is more important than these LLM models, right? And we have to draw a line. The government, the folks in power can only do so much. It is our responsibility as technology leaders to actually draw a line where we can take help from them, yet not completely over rely on all of these new models and these AI technologies.
Exactly. Purva, is it challenging for a woman to be in this IT industry?
When I started, yes, it was. Making your place in the industry is definitely one of the challenges that I have faced as a woman. Be it balancing your work life, or the amount of time you're investing just at your workplace as opposed to your mental health. Those are some of the challenges that definitely we have faced, in the last, I'd say, decade or so. But things are changing for the good. We now see a lot of companies advocating for work-life balance, and we now also have more opportunities of working remotely or working in a hybrid model. So you're able to give yourself a little more time that you deserve, instead of just running behind money and work.
Absolutely. Carol, you mentioned something about you mentioned about the human touch, and then you do coaching. But after the pandemic, have you seen a change in how people react, or how they see work now, or what they want to do, or you notice that it's basically the same? Tell us about your experience in the last 3 years after the pandemic.
You know, Ruva made an excellent point about women in technology, but it expands to more than that. Since events of the last few years, people have had time to think and reevaluate their lives, reevaluate their work, the experiences that they want to have. And so I think, to the most part, it's been a really great thing for us to slow down, to be able to move faster in our personal growth, our career growth, how we use technology, and using it as that tool, as that way to minimize the amount of time that we have to be at work or in those work environments where we can indulge and experience those things like art and music and family. So it's been a wonderful shift that people really are more clear about what they want. But for those who are not, there are other opportunities, there are other ways of living. And so I think that the events of the past few years really brought that to light. And fortunately, we have tools and resources and people to help you walk that walk as you include and get further towards your personal growth and fulfillment.
I noticed that, the last 2, 3 years after the pandemic, people realize that they don't want to necessarily work full time for a company. Now I hear more often that people want to work from home and they want to start their own business. But at the same time, that's causing some kind of negative impact in terms of the relationship with people. They don't want to interact too much in person anymore. They rely more, the relationship through a computer, like we're doing now, a Zoom meeting, instead of going to events and meet one-on-one somebody and have that human interaction. So what is your thought about that, Carol?
I think it's a balance. It gives people the freedom to choose and to interact with others in a different way. But I think when I look just at the travel industry, people are really traveling more. They want to experience more, but they want to have more control over that. So they want to be able to work from anywhere. So they want to be able to go in just a few times a week on their terms. So it really is about controlling and being, the leader of your own life. That we do want interaction, but on our terms, and that's fair.
Leader of your own life. I love it. Our new slogan. Apurva, talking about technology and what is happening now in our lives, that we have technology everywhere. What advice you can provide families, kids, in general, entrepreneurs on how to find this balance that we're talking about?
I think one major thing that people need to do is lifestyle change, in terms where you need to limit your hours that you spend in front of your laptops, your mobile phones. Just go out, just get out of the house, get that fresh air, because that is very important. And to your point, meet people. I know that pandemic has made us a little antisocial in the last couple of years. So it has to be a conscious effort of people wanting to step out of their houses, knowing what they want, like Carol mentioned, and taking that conscious step in their life to change their lifestyle, because I feel it's not sustainable. You can't just sit in front of your laptop your entire life, and then 10 years later you're wondering where that time went. So, and it's important that people are able to get the interactions they need, and the mental stimulation is also required in your life in order to be able to live a full life, as I would say.
I love it. Nick, any final thoughts or maybe tips that you can provide the audience regarding technology? What technology we should be using to improve in our business, in our growth as a company?
I will definitely like to make one quote here. I read this somewhere and I sort of modified it a little bit. When it comes to I want AI to be doing all my chores, like doing my laundry, fold my laundry.
Oh, yes, I like
things that I don't like doing. So I want AI to be doing that. And so I am able to focus on important things where I need to, invest my time and my energy and my mind space in. So that's where I want AI to help me. I would definitely love to have a robot moving around in my house, doing, laundry, folding my clothes, doing dishes.
Like, you think that's What do you think, Nick? Do you think we're gonna eventually have like an Alexa robot that can help us to do the
I mean,
activities?
I know some
I
companies are working on it right now, so that's something that I'm really excited about.
Go ahead, Nick. What you were saying?
No, I absolutely agree. I think these definitely have a very significant impact. Again, as I mentioned before, these gadgets, AI, technology are there to help us. They're not there to take over our lives, right? And I think you mentioned about how my company, or how I'm able to add value right there. So we need to understand this from a future of industry, right? Having an industry advantage there, right? Where we can actually access the full breadth of thinking, experience, technology from all the ecosystems, making sure that the deep knowledge of the sector can actually be applied on the targeted approach to the various products that we have, right? From this AI to machine learning to data science, right? We need to get ready to actually harness disruption and prepare to lead in the future. And that, from my perspective, is paramount. um, Machine learning can definitely help us take ourselves to the next level as well, but we have to also understand that, as Apurva was mentioning, and I second to that because I get that advice a lot myself, about the lifestyle change and all that stuff. Sometimes it's hard to draw a line between your personal life and your professional life, because you're working from home. You're after the new normal. You're not interacting with a lot of people at work. There's no travel commute time where you used to, like, catch up with a lot of people on the calls, or like meet people, or whatever, right? All of these have had a significant impact on our mental health as well, which is extremely important. Technology should help people actually get better, and from a mental health standpoint, right? Make their lives easy, not make their lives more complicated, not make their lives more difficult on a day-to-day basis. And that goes across the spectrums, right? So that's my
I
perspective.
like what you said, but it's not necessarily always the case. We have technology, we want to use the technology, but then we get so frustrated with the technology because we don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
And especially talking about different groups like, millennials, or well, millennials are kind of, they know more about technology. But for example, baby boomers, people that is, after 60, 70. So it's kind of challenging to use the technology. They feel frustrated. And I don't know, Carol, if you have this type of clients that they are trying, to catch up with the technology, but it's way too much. Even for me, that I believe I know about technology, trying to catch up with all these gadgets, like you mentioned, and applications to use this to manage this event, use this to manage the finance. And we have, overwhelmed. We are overwhelmed with all the technology. But anyway, Carol, what advice you can give the audience in terms of finding their paths, their careers, how to find the balance as a coach? What you can advise the audience?
Oh,
So
there's so many things, but probably the thing that's most important is to take stock of who you are, what your values are, list them out, list out your skills, and dream big. Create a dream for yourself, because when you are 70, 80, 90 years old, you're not going to regret that you went to work, or that you spent so much time with your career. You're really going to be thinking about the vacations that you missed. You're going to be thinking about the family and friends, and the situations that you could have resolved and grown your community. So really think about those things, what your future self is going to ask you and thank you for later on. And if you need help with that, I'm more than happy to walk you through that at pivottoWholeness.com. I help people to get that clarity, get unstuck, and prepare for their future and their growth. With or without technology, you're still going to be here, and you need to understand who you are and figure out how you are going to lead your life and be that main character.
I love what you're saying, and there is something that I want to highlight in what you said about finding your path, or not, don't regret about things that you did. there is a group in the society, which is the baby boomers. I believe it's people that is, over 65, 70, or let's just talk about the seniors. Okay. What I notice in this group is that a lot of them, they don't know what else to do because they are not working anymore. Probably they are retired. They are receiving probably a pension, but they just feel that they don't know what to do. Like they feel like I don't belong to the group anymore. I don't know what to do. I'm too old to learn, and I'm too old to do anything. So in this particular group, what can you recommend, Carol?
Well, number one, we've got to shift that mindset because as people age, they still have many valuable tools and valuable experiences, and they still have value in our society. So it might take a little bit more work to find where you fit in or what you're going to do in this later part of your life. But remember, Americans are living to 85, 90 years old. So there's still a lot of life to live. And so you can have a second or third career. And what I'm seeing is that older people are creating new businesses. They're mentoring. They're doing the things that they want to do. They're more physically fit and able to do more things. So shift your mindset that this is not an end. This is a new beginning to a different kind of life. But there's still so much more for you to do and learn and experience. And technology can support you in that, as well as those day-to-day interactions with other people who are older, younger, your same age. There's so much possibility for you. You're not at a dead end. There's so much more to your life.
Thank you so much for this empowerment interview, inspirational interview. I love it. I definitely believe that whatever you do, regardless the sector you are, you can start something else. You can use the technology and learn the technology. Don't have this, don't be close-minded about the technology. Like Nick said, technology can help you to improve, to live better, to manage better your time. So let's just learn more about that. This is just, like the intro of what Apurva and Nick do in technology, but at the same time, what Carol can offer you in coaching. So I'm going to invite all of you, my three guests, to do a webinar, a separate webinar, of course, because we need to learn more. And the best way to educate our audience is by learning and reading and educating themselves. So thank you so much, my three guests. I really feel privileged that you took the time to be here and teach us more about life, teach us more about coaching, about technology. And I hope to see you soon in our next event.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, Maria. Thank you.
Thank you so much.